Well, a very good evening to you. We're just about to start the slow Morse course, and it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning in San Francisco, 4 o'clock in the morning in New York, and it's 8 o'clock in the morning in London. But here in northern Tasmania, it is now coming up to 7 p.m. 7 p.m. in the evening. My call sign is VK7 Whiskey Whiskey, but on behalf of the Northern Tasmanian Amateur Radio Club, this is VK7 Tango Alpha Zulu. VK7 in the northern part of Tasmania. Now, this is the start of a new session on learning Morse code, also known as CW, which of course stands for carrier wave. Excellent exercise for the brain. So when I speak about CW, it's the same as Morse code. The two are synonymous, that is, they both mean the same thing in this context. Now, Morse code is the universal language of the world. And yes, there are lots of abbreviations for words, and then there's the Q code. More on that later. Now, throughout this course, I will be sending Morse code using the Farnsworth method. The characters will be sent at about 8 words per minute, but with lots of gaps between them, giving you much more time to recognize what is being sent. Now, this 30-minute session is split into 2 parts. The first part using the manual Morse method, which is the first time we've tried this, and the second part learning the first characters, letters. The letters which we're going to be dealing with are Alpha, X-ray, Sierra, Echo, Tango, AXSET. The manual Morse way to get you started in receiving Morse code, and you don't actually need to have learnt Morse code at this stage. By the way, we don't talk in terms of dots and dashes. We work with the sound of Morse code, so we're talking about dits and dars. Dits and dars. And as I said, we're only dealing with letters tonight, not numbers or punctuation. By the way, this is what a dit sounds like. And this is what a dar sounds like. Now I'm going to play the dits and the dars so you recognize them easily. Okay. Let's get started. Now, you should have a copy of the manual Morse chart, which you've downloaded and printed out. You may also want a copy of the International Morse Code chart, which you can find on the internet and also on this week's Discord thread. Incidentally, we run Discord, which gives us the ability to put links up, share information, and some people like to decode the Morse that's being sent. Now, I hope you've got this chart in front of you. Right in the middle of the chart, it's got a start position. Let me explain. You put your finger on the start position, and, for example, if you hear a dit to start with, dit, you move your finger up to the dit, which is the letter E. E for echo. If there is no other element or no other bit that follows after the dit, you've just received the letter E. So write it down. Now, I'll go to another letter. Place your finger back on the start position. going to start with a da. Da, di, di, da. Did you get that? Da, di, di, da. Your finger should now slide down to where you see da, di, dit, and then across to the right, da, di, di, da. That's the letter X for X-ray. Da, di, di, da. I'll go through that again. Your finger's on the start position. You hear the da. I'm going to say dash at this stage, but for the last time I'm going to mention dash, I hope, because we call them das. Slide your finger down, and you'll see da, dit, dit. It doesn't go on, it goes on further down the page, but slide it across because there's da, dit, dit, da, the letter X. And of course, you write it down. Now, just have a go with these letters I'm going to transmit in Morse code. Right, let's try this. Did you get that? Here it is again. Right. It's a da dit. So it started with a da, so you slide the finger down. There's a da, but there's a da dit below it. And there's nothing else, it's just da dit. That's the letter N. Right. You've just received the letter N. You write it down and move your finger back to the start position. Okay. Now, it's only CW from now on. We'll stop and tell you what I sent after each couple of words. So please stand by with your finger on the start position, and I will send, I'm going to send the same letter twice before the next letter comes along. Here we go. CW is what I just sent with the letters twice. Here's the next word. There we have the first two words using the manual Morse chart, and what I said was CW opens. So CW opens. I'm going to send the next two words now to complete the sentence. Right, here we go. Make sure you've got your finger back on the start position, and you are writing things down, aren't you? Okay. Here we go. I sent then was the two words, A for Alpha and World, Whiskey Oscar Romeo Lima Delta. So the full sentence was CW opens a world. And it really does open a world for you, because once you start getting interested in Morse code, CW, you will find what you've been missing all these years if you were already a radio amateur. And if you're not a radio amateur, welcome to becoming a radio amateur. Now, I have another sentence with misspellings. So you can't guess what's coming. You might think, oh, I've received half the word, I'll guess the rest. Well, you can't do it in this case because everything is misspelled. So, we don't journalise. It's a very bad mistake if you journalise guessing what the next word is or the next part of a word. Right, here it comes. It's 4 words, and here's the first CW bit. I'm only going to send each letter once, but I'll leave a gap for your finger from the start position to figure out which letter it is. Here we go. There we are. I wonder if you managed to copy it. And I'm looking at what Daniel has put up on the Discord channel. If you'd like to have an invite to the Discord channel, wherever you are, please jump onto qrz.com and look up Phil's email address. That's VK7 Zulu Papa Delta. VK7 Zulu Papa Delta, Phil, and ask him for an invite to join the Discord channel. This is VK7 Tango Alpha Zulu on behalf of the Northern Tasmanian Amateur Radio Club with the slow Morse course. And this is the first one for the next session. And we'll probably go for 8 weeks because of the way the course is structured. This is to wet your whistle using the manual method to get you interested. And already you are decoding the Morse code. So, what was golly, it's a collie dog. Except I got the spelling all wrong on purpose. Right. Splendid work. Now, the letters tonight to be learnt, because I'll be using them next week, are Alpha, X-Ray, Sierra, Echo, Tango, A-X-S-E-T. And I'll go through each of those letters so you get used to hearing them. And if you're getting faster with the manual Morse chart, you'll also be able to quickly find what each sound means. Right. When you've learnt this group of letters, and incidentally, it's suggested that when you're learning CW, Morse code, students should learn the DIT letters. E, DIT, I, DIT, S, DIT, H, DIT, followed by the DA letters, TMO, DA, 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 followed by the combination letters. This makes it very easy to start, but very hard to finish. So I would suggest that we actually use these groups, and the first group is AXSET. Next week's group is going to be HBDJ, Hotel, Bravo, Delta, India, Juliet. It's best to learn each group thoroughly on its own, and even if you just learn a few letters, you can listen to the Morse code on a Tuesday night on 40 meters and just recognize the letters that you know. Don't try and figure out the ones you don't know. It becomes second nature. Right, here's the practice with AXSET. those who are a bit more skilled and practiced at receiving Morse code, I'm just going to send 4 groups using those letters. These are the letters that I expect you to learn for next week. AXSET, but here are 4 groups using those letters. Here we go. which is the abbreviation for of or from, and then I sent the call sign, VK7 Tango Alpha Zulu, before I sent the following groups. The first group was EXTAS, Echo, X-ray, Tango, Alpha, Sierra. The next group was Sierra, Alpha, Tango, Echo, X-ray, or SATEX. The third group was XXTET, X-ray, X-ray, Tango, Echo, Tango. And the final group, STAXE, Sierra, Tango, Alpha, X-ray, Echo. Right, we're almost out of time. Now don't forget that you can listen to the slow Morse broadcasts on VK2 Whiskey India on 3699, 3.699 megahertz on this band. It's a 24-hour service run by VK2 Whiskey India, all automated Morse code, and it's at various speeds. So don't put off if you tune in and it's suddenly thumping along at 15 words a minute. Mind you, you will be able to pick out some of the letters that you've learned tonight. I'll look forward to catching up with you next week. We've just got less than 3 minutes to go. Do have a listen on air and just practice picking out the letters that you know. I hope you've enjoyed this first session, and on behalf of the Northern Tasmanian Amateur Radio Group, this is Nick, VK7 Whiskey Whiskey, with the club call sign VK7 Tango Alpha Zulu. Looking forward to catching up with you next week. I will also be using the manual Morse chart next week for probably 10 minutes at the beginning of the session. Now, when we clear this frequency, and thank you to the digital guys for putting up with us on this frequency. This frequency is a commonly available crystal frequency, so if later on in the course you want to build a simple CW rig, even if you haven't mastered Morse code yet, and what we do is get people who call in to just send a series of V's for Victor. More on that later. So I'm now going to close this net and move down to 3.567 for the regular technical net on behalf of the Northern Tasmanian Amateur Radio Club. VK7 Tango Alpha Zulu is now clear and QSY.